Hello, friends. You are most welcome to this edition of LinkedIn Live that we do periodically, almost every week, on some new topic of sales. And today, we have picked up a very uh, commonly requested topic from my followers. The question that we are going to address today is what is the right kind of money to be spent on sales training? Now, the premise of this topic is some people feel that it is worthless to invest money on sales training because after training your salespersons, they are easily poachable by competitors. So you pay the money for the training and they go and join your competitors almost free of cost as trained resources. Well, there's another school of thought which says that why train a salesperson? A salesperson is there because he's supposed to sell. If he cannot even sell, then why should I even invest on his training? Now, multiple people, multiple schools of thought. In today's program, we are going to address this topic that what should be the right amount of money to be put onto sales training. Well, right at the beginning of the program, and for those of you who are joining me for the first time, my name is Sanjay Singh. I'm your sales coach with a very special mission of empowering 1 million salespersons with the science of selling. So here I am today in this LinkedIn Live with this topic, what is the right amount of money to be spent on sales training? First things first, whatever money you put on sales training, is it an expense or is it an investment? Now, for those of you who feel that it is an expense, please don't do it. Because if you put money on the sales training as an expense, it is a irrecoverable money. You will never be able to recover it back. For those of you who feel that whatever money you put on the sales training is an investment, which means that you will spend the money today, you'll wait for a vintage, you'll wait for a period of 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then you will start getting the returns. So, if you feel that any money you put on sales training is an investment, please stay with me further on this video so that we can take you down this topic as to what exactly is the amount that you should invest. Now, first, are you very clear about the objective of sales training? Well, sales training is a huge field, and you could be training the person on lead generation. You could be training a team on lead engagement, on how to propose to a lead, on how to negotiate with the lead, how to close a lead, how to manage relationship with the lead. So many aspects of sales training. When you have decided to invest money into sales training, are you very clear which of these objectives you want to fulfill with this particular training? I'm sure you want to fulfill all those objectives, but you cannot fulfill all the objectives in one training, isn't it? So, are you clear? What objective are you trying to fulfill? Because if you're not clear as to what objective you're trying to fulfill, your money will go down the drain because you will try to do too many things with too little money and it will be of no use to anyone. So, point number one, be clear. Are you engaging a sales trainer for empowering your students or your team on lead generation, or lead engagement, lead proposal, lead negotiation, lead closure, or relationship management, or a combination of any one or two of them? For example, as an entrepreneur, it is important for you to know that in your business, with the kind of sales cycle that you entertain, what is the hit ratio of a salesperson? And by hit ratio, I mean how many demonstrations or how many calls does a salesman is required to do to be able to get one good lead or one good customer. Now, what is the hit ratio of a salesperson? Now, if you don't even know what should be the hit ratio of your salesperson, how are you going to calculate your investments? So you must know the hit ratio of your salesperson, isn't it? You could do a regression analysis on your past data, or you could go based on your own experience. Now, Once you know the hit ratio of your salesperson, you can ask yourself a question like, can my salesperson hit at the rate of 10 is to 1 per week? Now, once you have reached a pinpointed question like this as an entrepreneur, you can now engage a trainer and say that, hello, Mr. Sanjay Singh, you're a sales trainer. Can you help my team reach a hit ratio of 10 is to 1 per week? Which means if they make 10 demonstrations per week, will they be able to get one customer? Now, this is a very relevant, meaningful discussion that you can have with your potential sales trainer, right? So the question here is, how can you arrive at the right amount that you should invest into sales training unless you have decided A, what is the objective of your sales training, B, what is the hit ratio of your salesperson, and if you have decided that, you need to now understand what all does a salesperson earn for you. Now, typically, when I speak to small and medium enterprises owners or MSME owners or even some corporates, I get the normal answer that a salesperson earns sales orders. Do you also think that this is the only person that a salesperson earns? Then you are grossly mistaken. And if you're grossly mistaken in what you can earn through your salesman, then I'm sure you will also be grossly mistaken in what should you invest onto your sales team. A salesperson earns the following things for you. He earns leads for you because without leads, how will you get an order? Right? Some of them earn qualified leads for you. Now, qualified lead is a lead which has got a higher lead score, which means that it is more towards BANT, BANT, budget, authority, need, and time frame. Some of them earn engaged leads because there are some leads which doesn't close immediately, but if you engage them positively for a period of time, they get closed. Some of them earn negotiations for you. Some of them earn orders for you. So salespeople earn five things for you: leads, qualified leads, engaged leads, negotiation, and orders. Now, unless you have apportioned a value to each one of them, how will you derive the amount of investment that you should do on your sales training? So if I ask you this question, what is the value of one lead generated in your system? What is the value of one qualified lead generated? What is the value of one engaged lead in your system? What is the value of one negotiation? And of course, what is the value of one order? I'm sure you'll have a very clear cut answer to what is the value of one order because you know how much you're going to earn from that order. But don't you think that a salesman earns all these five things for you? And don't you think you should know as a businessman as to what is the value of each one of these five things? Check it out, my friend. This is your homework. And I'm sure by the time you do this homework, then you would understand that what is the cost or what is the earning of one rejection. See, this entire game of sales, pardon me, this entire game of sales is based on rejection. Now, when I ask a customer, how much money did you earn when your salesman was rejected once? Most of them laugh. They say that, how do I earn money on rejection? Well, I want to tell you that if the hit ratio of your salesman is 10 is to 1, and if the earning that you get on one order is, let's say, 1 lakh rupees, then every time he gets rejected 9 times, he earns 1 lakh rupees, right? So if you divide 1 lakh by 10, that is 10,000 rupees per rejection. Is that not a positive way of looking at things? Well, positive or negative, that's the only way to look at rejections. There is an earning that you get from a rejection. This is something that you need to understand as an entrepreneur, and your salesman also needs to understand. Why? Because if you know that you're earning money even on a rejection, you are motivated to go through the rejection process. And unless you go through the rejection process, you will not be selected. So, friends, stop investing money into sales training. start investing money into rejections. Ludicrous as it may sound, not really. You should know what is the cost of one rejection. And that's how you will be able to get your team trained into undergoing a series of rejections and one selection, series of rejections and one selection. This cycle is what we call sales, and this is what we train into a sales training program. Now, if you have been able to digest thus far, I want to ask you, do you know what is the cost of one lead? What is the cost of one qualified lead? What is the cost of one engaged lead? One negotiation? No. Well, you got to calculate the cost of one lead, one qualified lead, one engaged lead. So you should know what is the hit ratio of one lead to one order. What is the hit ratio of 10 qualified lead to one order, 10 engaged lead to one order. You will find that the value of the order in terms of size and also in terms of quantum will be much higher as you go up on this value chain. So 10 leads can convert into one simple order of a low value, but 10 qualified leads will convert into one order of much higher value. And 10 engaged leads will convert into an order of a much higher value with a much higher lifetime value or LTV. So, friends, do you think that as a SME or MSME owner, you need to do this homework to be able to calculate as to what's the kind of money that you can invest into a sales training program? Yes, and you have not done it till now, go and do it. If you need any help in arriving at this calculation, feel free to call me. I will be helping you out almost free of cost if you want to know how to calculate the cost of one lead, one qualified lead, and one engaged. Now, I'm sure by the time you do these calculations, you will start getting an inkling of what is the kind of money you can invest into a sales training program. Now, who does the training and need analysis of your sales team? This recalls, I have seen so many people, fat people, obese people, get into a gym and tell a trainer that, Mr. Trainer, I want to lose my fat, without realizing that the primary objective of getting into a gym is to strengthen your muscles, and losing your fat is a byproduct of the process of strengthening your muscles. So, by the same corollary, how many times have you heard SME and MSME sales entrepreneurs telling a sales trainer that please train my team so that I can maximize my sales orders? Sales orders is a byproduct of a trained sales team. And a trainer asks you that where and what exactly is the nature of training that you want for your sales team. You just tell the trainer that, oh, uh, that is for you to figure out, but then I just want my team to sell more. Well, sell more is the end result of a lot of other things. Sell more is a result of more leads, more prospecting, more need analysis, better objection handling, better negotiation skills, and then more order. So, those of you who want training to be given to the sales team in a way that they can increase their orders, I would say that you're not in your senses. And pardon me for using this phrase because training and need analysis is very important. Don't try to do the training and need analysis yourself. It's like a mother who can't speak good English trying to teach a class 3 child how to speak English. The same mother doesn't teach English to the child when he's in class 9 or 10. Why? Why, as an SME or MSME entrepreneur, do you want to do the training and need analysis? That's not your job. You're not trained for it. And you don't even know. Ask the sales trainer to first do a training and need analysis, then curate your sales training program. I'm sure if you do it like this, the money that you invest into the sales training program will be rewarding. Ask your sales trainer to decide on the learning outcomes and metric to measure them. It's very important for you to measure the learning outcome of every sales training program. It cannot be through a feedback form which says that very good, very good, very good. No, there has to be a metric. So after the sales training program, if the objective of the program was very well laid out, then the metric should be that what is the lead score of the salesperson? What is the MQL, marketing qualified lead to sales qualified lead ratio? What is the SQL to band lead ratio? What is the lead score? You see, measurable metric. What is the percentage of leads which has gone into sampling or proposal? What is the percentage of leads which came from proposal to a negotiation stage? What is the negotiation to closure ratio? So many metrics to measure, isn't it? So, if you want to assess the outcome of a training program and want to understand the ROI on the sales training program that you've invested, define very clear cut metrics which helps you in arriving at your ROI, right? Now, you would understand that if the learning outcomes are well set, if the metrics are well set, then you are ready to go for a sales training program. If the cost of one lead, if the cost of one engaged lead, the cost of one matured lead is there with you, if the cost of one rejection is there with you, and if you the hit ratio in your kind of business is there with you, I'm sure it's a simple algebraic equation of what is it that you're earning from the sales team and what is it that you're investing into the sales team. I'm sure this algebra is now clearer to you. Start working on this algebra and arrive at an ROI for your sales training program. Start investing meaningfully into your sales training program. And for those of you who feel that investment into sales training is a useless and fruitless investment, please understand, my friend, there is a cost of maintaining a sales team which is not trained. I'm sorry. And there's another cost of maintaining a sales team which is trained. And believe me, a trained sales team earns at least 5x for you. At least 5x for you. So if you have five salespeople in your team, you're paying a salary of 20,000 to each one of them. That is 1 lakh fixed salary per month. And if they are not even able to close one order per month, assuming that one order gives you an income of 1 lakh, what's the use? Your fixed cost is 1 lakh. Case two, if the sales team is trained and they're able to get at least one order for you every month, five people, your investment is 1 lakh into the team in terms of fixed salary. And if each one gets you one order per month, that's 1 lakh of income per salesman per month, isn't it? That's 5 lakh of income. With an investment of 1 lakh on salary, that's 5 lakh of income, so net income of 4 lakhs. If they are not trained, then a recurring expense of 1 lakh every month, and maybe after 3 months, 4 months, either the salesperson leaves you or you kick them out. Ask yourself, is sales training a useless investment? Question A. And question B, if not, then what is the right amount of money to be invested into a sales training program? Look at the algebra I discussed. Look at the various costs that I asked you to work out. I'm sure by the end of that, you'll be able to solve this simple algebraic equation. Thank you very much for participating in this live session of mine. If you are still flummoxed with the idea of, if you're still obfuscated with the idea of what is the right amount to be invested into a sales training program, feel free to write to me on my email, which is there on the screen, sanjay@consultforsales.com. Help me connect to more salespeople. I keep on coming live on LinkedIn regularly. I'm on a very strong mission of empowering 1 million salespersons with the science of selling before 2025. Help me connect to more and more salespeople. Thank you very much. Enjoy this weekend and feel proud of the fact that you chose sales as your career, because there is no profession in the world which can give you name, fame, and money faster than sales. Take good care of yourself. Bye bye.